Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Luna Geeks Out channel. Today, we are reacting to a song that ended up giving me a bit of a scare. I'll elaborate on that in a second. Reason by Dreamcatcher. I said this gave me a bit of a scare because I glanced down and I saw that this released 1 month ago. I don't know how. I guess I was seeing something else as well and mixing the, letters up or something. I thought it was saying it had released 1 year ago, and I don't understand time, right? I was like, oh god, I've been at this longer than I thought, and then I was like, wait, no, I'm just an idiot. So that was, interesting, but, very much excited to check this one out in Dreamcatcher. Of course, we've been checking them out for a little while on this channel. It was actually through this channel, sort of, that I discovered them a while back. When there was the release of, whatever mini it was that had Odd Eye on it. With the release of that, I was like, I've heard they're pretty good. This is out, let me do a reaction. I did really liked it. I've been a fan since then. So it's nice to be, returning to their stuff. So, without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, I have no idea what they're saying here. And now, as this starts, I should say, I have no idea what to expect sound-wise. Okay, we're getting some rock. Nice. An interesting guitar tone there, not? I'm gonna have to see how they go off that, because right now it's a little rough, but... a real nice bass there. I just gotta say, just talk about the video for a second. Great to see just some old footage of them and everything. Go on for the story behind this, I'll get behind it, which I'll get to later. That's some nice stuff. Little guitar over top of everything. Okay, this is actually really metal right here. And then a great chorus. Oh, that little sort of move downwards? Oh, that was nice. There's some real power in those vocals. Yeah, that guitar tone there still... It's a little rough for me, you know? But everything else about this, those backing vocals there, that's really nice. Bringing in like some little kind of jazzy keyboards. I like that. I like that. Interesting sound here. Oh, nice little bit of little vocal distortion there. That was cool. Oh, I love that little bit right there. So the vocal move downwards. Oh. Yeah, great track. Okay, just solid beats, some vocals. Just like the word to use starts escaping me. Guitar kicking back in. Bit of bass, nice. Oh, just belting out those vocals. Nice. That guitar's growing on me a little bit. Still a bit rough, but it's growing on me. Yeah, I love this little bit right here. Alright, solid ending to it. I think they could have had a bit more of like a sort of a crash down almost, but yeah, solid ending to that. Yeah, that was a good track. A few things that I think were, you know, a little weaker than they could have been. That guitar talked about, the tone was just a little off. It grew on me, but just a little off, but On the whole, yeah, solid track. A lot of stuff to love about that one. A lot of stuff to love about that one. Now, lyrical analysis time. When I was first reading through these, well, I knew the sort of meaning behind this right off the bat, having seen, you know, all the discussion about it on the Dreamcatcher subreddit and on, I feel like folks are talking about this in the Bandmade Discord server as well. I'm drawing a blank there. But having seen the discussion surrounding this, I knew the story going in. But as I was reading through these lyrics, I was like, you know, this is something that if someone didn't know what was happening for a while here, this could really be seen as a love song, right? And I suppose I'll get back to this point in a little bit, but I suppose in a way it still is, just not what we tend to think of when we say love song. But I was like, all right, it's a bit interesting, sort of, some dual, not so much dual meaning, but something like, you know, this is a song that could very easily be applied to almost some broader situations and some broader emotions. Kind of cool. But what makes this not like a strict love song? There are two things that are direct hints towards this. The first is the release date, and now I'll admit, I'm not great with time, I'm not great with remembering things, so I could be wrong here. If I am, y'all, please let me know. I don't want to be putting out information and not being corrected on inaccuracies with it, but if I am correct, this was released basically on Dreamcatcher's anniversary. So, right off the bat, that's, you know, alright, so there's something special about this song. It's not, like, that's not just a coincidence. I mean, that date was chosen for a specific reason. There's something about this song that makes it worth releasing on the anniversary. So that's the first thing. That lets you know, alright, so there's something going on here. Something interesting with this. Something sort of meaningful with this. And then, where is this? Every dang time I looked, a chorus at some point, the final chorus, the line, "We're always with insomnia." That solidifies this idea that there's, you know, something going on here, because insomnia is, of course, the name for the Dreamcatcher fandom, I suppose. And so that lets you know, alright, so that's a direct reference to the fans, to the community. This has to do with that. So with that in mind, what is this song dealing with? It's dealing with sort of the support Dreamcatcher have gotten from their fans. It deals with, the fact that the fans are there to help them have the energy to go on, have the motivation to go on, the reason to go on, as we see throughout the lyrics. There's a Twice song that someone requested a little while back that I have on the list that actually is similar sort of lyrical themes. I'm unfortunately drawing a blank on the name, but it's something that has shown up in music from time to time and is always quite pleasant to see. Lighting is getting interesting because of the way I have stuff, so let me just see what I can do to fix that real quick. Alright, hopefully that's better. Unfortunately, I'm getting into this at the point where the sun is starting to set, so it's getting a little interesting out here, but that seems to have fixed it. So back to the lyrical analysis. So a couple of different things to point out within this. Honestly, there's not a lot to point out in the verses. A few different lines that I'll get to as we go down through this, but there's not a lot to get to in the verses. But as we just go through this, there was so actually in verse 1, as I say that, I'm always, as I get to these things, noticing new little details and stuff. In verse 1, my childish self isn't here anymore, but you were always there giving me strength. So the way I'm reading that is that idea, so the childish self, childish self, should not be so hard to say, is that idea of, you know, there's the sort of energy of youth and innocence, sort of the almost curiosity, I suppose, that desire to just keep on going. Yeah, of course, as you age, that kind of fades away. But you were always there giving me strength, just reference to, again, the broad idea we talked about, the community being there for them, giving them the strength to go on, giving them that reason to go on. This line here in the first chorus I really like. Even though the clouds blocking the light soon get in my way, far away, far away, far away, I'll spread my wings and fly away as if showing off because you were the reason. So that first thing, the clouds blocking the light soon get in my way, far away, far away, far away. The idea that there's, stuff comes in, it kind of blocks out the good parts of life, the stuff that makes it a bit worthwhile, and it seems, those good things, the things to sort of strive for, the things that help, light it up, to interpret that quite literally, they seem very distant. It's very hard to achieve. But because of this community, because they're giving them a reason to keep going, they're able to, as for their wings and fly, to sort of break through those clouds to keep going. So that's just great line in the chorus there. The line, "We're always with insomnia, we can spend more time together beyond the limits, we spread our wings to fly together." And the final chorus is, how do I phrase this? So obviously there's ideas of just, being with insomnia, like a very literal thing, ideas of, touring and stuff like that. Dreamcatcher have been quite busy these past few years with tours. I'm not sure what it's been like before that, but these past couple of years they've been quite busy. So they just honestly a very literal reference there to that idea, but then perhaps an idea of like sort of almost a more isn't I suppose metaphorical thing that you through the music, through the community, through the fandom, they're always in the community's mind. The community is always in their mind. So a good thing there. We can spend more time together beyond the limits. Of course, just tying back into that idea, and then we spread our wings to fly together because you are the reason. The way I'm seeing that is, Dreamcatcher getting motivation from the fans, but perhaps the fans are getting motivation from Dreamcatcher as well. So a good way to sort of to sort of reverse the idea a little bit, which is really cool. There's not too many like specific lines in this track to point out. Those are the main ones that really stood out to me. But this is a song that, while there's not that many specific lines that hit me that hard, perhaps there's some references to old stuff in here that I'm just unaware of. If there is anything like that, of course, please let me know about it. But the general meaning behind this one is fantastic. So the final thing I want to point out is, I at the beginning said that I think as we get back to this, but that idea that, while the song is what we traditionally think of as a love song, it could still be, I suppose, argued to be one. It's a love song towards the fans, towards the community, for the not a romantic love, but not platonic. I don't know what word I need right here, but hopefully the idea gets carried across. As I start saying this, of course, I already said I don't actually know what word I'm looking for, so I can't really provide any input beyond that idea. But this could still be seen as sort of a love song towards the fans, just not, of course, the common idea of a love song being something romantic. But yeah, all in all, some solid lyricism in this. Some solid lyricism. Not like I said, not too many specific lines, but some great meaning behind this. Just a good, wholesome song. Just the kind of thing I love, right? I listen to a lot of metal, so a lot of that stuff can be quite dark. So it's nice to hear something upbeat, a little motivational, something wholesome, all that. It's always a joy to come across that kind of stuff. Now, to talk about the music, starting off with the vocals, of course. I mean, it was Dreamcatcher's vocals, so fantastic. That is, there's no way that would not be the case. I can't really dive into the specific members, because I'm still not that great at differentiating their different parts. But, of course, the singing was fantastic. The rap, honestly, probably some of the best rap I've heard in Dreamcatcher stuff in a long time. That was really good. That was really good. There's almost a sense of some harshness to it, bringing in a bit of that kind of metal attitude that we've gotten in some of their stuff in the past, which made me very happy. But just the rap in general was very nice. So loved that. And then there was sort of the backing vocals. I think it was some male vocals, but I could be wrong on that. But the almost choir kind of thing was really cool. Just a great little extra touch with everything else. A little, as I always say, a little bit of spice that makes things a little more interesting. The spice on top of everything else. So that was quite nice. So yeah, vocals in this one, I think on the whole, Vocals have been better in some of the Dreamcatcher songs I've checked out in the past. Vision, for example, had some really good ones. There was a lot of stuff to love about the ones in this as well. Then moving on to the various instruments, the guitar was solid. I thought that sort of main guitar line that was in the choruses was a little rough. I'm not talking about this, not the chorus, the verses, I think. Well, that one guitar but I talked about, like, it grew on me throughout the track, but it was just like the tone was just, I feel like it stood out a bit too much. The tone was just a little off. I don't know how exactly to put it into words, but it was like, it wasn't bad. It didn't hurt the song, but I was like, they could have done a bit better job with that. That was like the one thing I would say even approaches to being bad in the song. I was just like, that's a little weak. But then some more riffing guitar was solid. I think it was in the second chorus. We got a bit more of like sort of a poppy, jazzy kind of sound, which I thought I can't remember exactly where this was in the song. I think it was around there. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I really liked that. Just, yeah, the more sort of guitar riffing and like the rap section, I think, in the chorus as well. Liked that. So guitar on the whole, solid. Had some flaws, but I enjoyed it. The bass, oh, I was caught off guard with that. Only other Dreamcatcher song where I've really had the bass stand out is, well, two others. Endless Night, was it? I reacted to it. It's one that always gives me like some Ozzy Osbourne vibes. There's a very similar riff in that song to, I think, either Trapdoor or I Don't Want to Stop by Ozzy. Very similar riffs. So that one has some very rich bass in it, and then Maison, I believe, right at the beginning, has a very good bass line. So those who saw it in this one, the bass was throughout it, sounded great. Great tone, great energy, great feel. Absolutely loved it, absolutely loved it. Some fantastic bass in this. The drums, not the best, but they were solid. I liked the drums in this. They just had a good beat to them, good energy to them. Got you into the groove of the song. I think they could have done a bit more with the drums in here, but they didn't necessarily need to do any more. What we got with the drums was, it was good enough. It worked, so no real complaints there, honestly. I've just been listening to so much like great metal, which is just some insane drumming, that this kind of pales in comparison. But yeah, the drums, the percussion, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, nothing that really stood out to me. It was like, yeah, solid stuff. Then we had, some electronic elements, the keyboards. I believe it was the second verse, we had that sort of jazzy sound that I talked about. Really liked that. That sounded great. Honestly, I'd love to hear a full Dreamcatcher song like that. But beyond that, there were, I think, a few other elements, and I'm drawing a blank on when they showed up, but all that stuff was nice. Didn't stand out to me quite as much as sort of that one section, but it was some good stuff. So not too much to say there, but I liked it. So all in all, it was really nice to get a return to the rock and metal energy. It's been a little while since you've really heard that. Of course, the last two albums, I mean, Maison, of course, was a bit more rock focused, and then we had Diamond's solo track that had some sort of pop punk influence, which was nice. But on the last one, like, we got, a little bit of electric guitar in Vision, but that was a more electronic focused song. Really liked it. Actually, really liked it. Might be my favorite Dreamcatcher song. But it is nice to get like a proper return to the rock and metal. So very, very happy about that. But it definitely not as strong as some of the other ones I've heard. But yeah, I think this one, as I listen to it more, it's going to grow on me a bit. We had a great chorus in here. The verses, well, I had a couple issues with some of the stuff in them, were very, very, very good. The rap sections were phenomenal. Definitely probably some of the best stuff, some of the best rap we've heard from Dreamcatcher in a little while, so I was very pleasantly surprised with that. I went into this song not really knowing what to expect, so I didn't really have like, oh, it met my expectations, it exceeded them, it didn't meet them, whatever. It was just like, I'm not quite sure how to think of this one because of that, because, like, I didn't know what to think going into it, so I don't have that sort of change in opinion, which is perhaps a bit weird, but, I'm not quite sure what to say on this one, but yeah, I did like it. I did like it. It's going to have to grow on me a little more. I'm going to have to give it some more listens and sit with it a bit and really think about how it falls into place with the other Dreamcatcher stuff I've heard. But I do think this one's up there. Not a boring track like some of their stuff. Some of the slower songs have unfortunately been just, they don't really stick with me. But not one of the ones that like stands at like whoa either. So it's a good sort of probably upper middle range song, which yeah, no complaints there. No complaints there. Certainly would have loved something a bit more exciting, perhaps, but a lot of stuff to love in this one. Some good surprises in this one. So yeah, very very happy with this release. But I don't have anything more to say on the music, so y'all know the drill. It is time to select the next reaction. Now, Baby Metal do have their new song coming out, I think the 24th, they said, which will be sometime in the next few days. I don't know what time zone they're talking about with that, but we will have space for, I believe, one more reaction in between that. So we will be spinning the picker reel today and seeing what we get for that sort of in-between period. So let's give it a spin and see what it sends our way. Now this was a sort of a bridge between the pop side of things and the heavy side of things. So Starset, well, I was going to say I don't know what we'll get, I don't know what I want to get, but Starset, very happy with this, very happy with this. This was the re-recording they did of an old Downplay song, I believe it was, with Breaking Benjamin. Heard lots of good stuff about this, been waiting to get to it for a while, so yeah, very happy about this, very happy about this. Couple things I would have liked to get to perhaps a bit quicker today, right? I really want to check out the Accident stuff we have on the list. There's some Love Bites on the list that we just had the new Love Bites track come out today as of filming, the new music video, so would love to get to that one. But no, Starset, no complaints there. That's going to be loads of fun. So yeah, very, very excited about that. But that is going to do it for the reaction, so thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below with your own thoughts on the track, any feedback or criticism, or anything you want me to react to. In the description, link to the music video so you can go check it out, support the artist. Link to my Dreamcatcher reaction, or not reaction, my Dreamcatcher videos playlist. And what has been my K-pop reactions placement, I'm going to be changing it. I'll probably go in and knock that out. In the process of this video, I'll be changing it to just a broad Korean music playlist, because I have a few non-pop things from Korea that are on the list. So, I'll make sense to just throw them into there, because I have the Japanese music playlist as well. So those will be down there, so you can check out some similar content from me. And then there will be links to my Discord server, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify playlist of all the songs I've reacted to, at least the ones up on Spotify, and my link tree, which has all my other stuff in it, in case any of that interests y'all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to do it. So once again, thank y'all for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing ya.